I made a video earlier where I talked about how Trump should probably support Ripple and even XRP for the US dollar. In this video, I'm going to talk about why I think Elon Musk should be in charge of this under the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE. But this is something I've been watching happen for a few days now because it's really something. First, this is very exciting. The second reason is that we really need it here in the US. But besides that, third, this can change how everything is handled and traded in the US in the end, as well as how prices move. For the United States, this should be the start of putting blockchain into the US machine. In addition, I'm not just talking about the money machine. I'm talking about everything. With that out of the way, welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Johnny. For people who are new to the channel, I hope that by the end of this film, you will decide to subscribe. Let's start with this post. That's Justin. Elon Musk holds meetings with public blockchain representatives to look at their time. Today, the whole file became over here, according to Bloomberg, were given and made public through Cointelegraph. Justin, Elon Musk is looking into using the blockchain to keep track of how much the US government spends, process payments, and handle federal assets. He wants to make things more clear and cut down on waste, even though critics warn of events that require a lot of skill. It is said that talks are being held with a couple of public blockchains can be used to keep track of how much government spends. Also, this is exciting because it comes from Bloomberg. We also know that there have been a lot of conversations between Elon Musk and Doge about Bitcoin. We really put our minds to it. The most important thing we saw again in 2021 was that Elon wasn't a big fan of Bitcoin anymore because it used a lot of power. This is like the power also. He said that the stuff that changed were the transactions, the speed, and the chance to grow, not the happiness. But if we think about this and want to meet with some of these public blockchain players, we start to look at some of the companies that have been making a lot of noise lately, even with this new administration. Once more, Ripple comes up as a company that we should question. We care a lot about Ripple because Brad Garlinghouse and even Stuart Al-Jarati did, have dinner with Trump. You could say that they paid for it, but that wouldn't be right. In this game, you have to pay to win. XRP, on top of that, we know that Ripple is an American company that hires people. You already know that it's not really a US-based crypto-only business. It's not organized at all. It's not run with Ripple or anything like that. But XRP is known as a crypto that is based in the US. However, XRP and the XRPL are very useful for a number of these things, such as making payments and managing assets. When you tokenize property on the blockchain, you know that you have full power over it. When it comes to keeping records safe, we know that the blockchain is very safe. That is without a doubt a big part. And again, everything on the chain is clear when it comes to things like increasing openness. It can be tracked. It can be tracked in terms of cutting down on waste. Blockchain can literally cut down on waste. And I also forgot to say that using Ripple with XRP, you could make a lot of extra money making options available. You can also free up cash that has been stuck. Basically, there are lots of things about blockchain that we've talked about for years and years that you can definitely do to not just grow, but through sales, you can also free up a lot of cash that has been stuck. For example, we look at Nostra Vostra accounts. But besides this, even CZ from Binance said something that wasn't popular. All states should keep track of all their spending on the blockchain, which is a public ledger that can't be changed. It's called public spending with a goal. Again, we know that they have been meeting with a number of public blockchain representatives. In other words, should Hedera be added to the mix? 100%, guys. Hedera has mostly been talked about in terms of tracking and locating. You already know that tracking and finding was a big part of our time looking into Hedera in 2021. It got really popular when they sent music and hints, and it is still done through the Hedera agreement carrier. This is a full, decentralized, auditable log of events that can't be changed and have timestamps for all Web 2 or even Net 3 apps. Yes, Hedera can do that. Also, we know that Hedera is very stable. Once more, we might just want to mix in a bunch of names. You could also add Algorand to that list. But you know that Ripple and XRP make a lot of people think about RLUSD. A stablecoin backed by the US dollar supports the US dollar even when it's not in use. You can see through the virtual money structure, and it all makes sense. Additionally, we know that it has some very big players on board. But besides this, you get it, right? Just look at what's been going on over the last few days. To make things easier for crypto, Donald Trump, we could buy digital assets. Larry Fink, we could turn bonds and stocks into digital tokens. The SEC would have to give its approval for that to happen. Elon Musk, should we use blockchain to help the government do its job? I mean, that most crypto just is, you know what negative means right now. When I find myself giddy, though, that is. In fact, I mean, this happened the last couple of weeks, and the most important thing is still to keep an eye on things like this, where we're looking at how blockchain could be connected to the US system. I mean, that's pretty crazy. On top of that, we were all saying Bitcoin. It's easy to find Bitcoin maxis that say, oh, well, no Bitcoin. They should. And you already know that they need to properly add Bitcoin. It had nothing to do with Bitcoin. Look at this, going all the way back to the year 2023. This is Elon Musk. It turned into Bitcoin never. In the end, its only goal was to make the group think they were strong. Before making that promise, the government will send out the tanks and guns. This is Elon Musk, high level, the person who invested in virtual assets for this video. Look at this. That's why I'd love to see Bitcoin win. I think it would be helpful to think about something with higher maximum transaction fees and lower transaction prices, and to see how far you could go with a single layer network where the markets perform the role of a second layer. I think you may probably understand that the same way most people do. And over time, latency goes down as speed goes up. SpaceX and Starlink are really taking a chance on this. And I think that in the long run, people will be able to get world access to gigabit level connectivity at low latency and low cost. If you think about that, you already know that your base layer might need to do a lot of deals. Yes, but I already said that Bitcoin with a layer 2 device, so they could be scaled up to handle a huge number of activities. Ethereum is the same way. In other words, I mean that when we just think about what's going on here while we're talking about charge performance, it's about transactional speed and scalable use cases based on tokenization. We are not looking at Bitcoin right now. We're not even looking at Ethereum anymore. I find it hard to believe that we are still living in this kind of fairy tale world of, oh no, it's Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the only one. We were introduced to Bitcoin by big names like Saylor, who lost all of their money in the fashion industry before jumping into crypto. Now they have to talk about Bitcoin all the time because it's their best way to make money for their business. I mean, it seems crazy to me that there's still marketers in the space who keep saying things like Bitcoin is the one, buy and hold it. It's not funny. Also, this is a more recent video.